We may know him today as New York Police Commissioner Frank Reagan from Blue Bloods, but American actor Tom Selleck's career is like a Hollywood rollercoaster ride that started long before he donned the NYPD badge. In fact, Selleck first skyrocketed to fame in the 1980s, charming viewers as the smooth-talking, Hawaiian-shirt-clad detective Thomas Magnum in the hit series Magnum P.I, a role so iconic, it earned him a handful of prestigious awards. I mean, let's be honest, it's hard to forget those short shorts and the Ferrari. But what if I told you that Magnum wasn't the only iconic role Selleck could have embodied? Yep, there are two other roles he almost snagged that could have drastically changed the course of TV history. Curious? Well, buckle up. Oh, and ever wonder what Selleck thinks about Blue Bloodspotentially wrapping up after its incredible run? He's got thoughts, plenty of them. But before we dive into those juicy details, let's hit rewind and see how the legend of Tom Selleck truly began. Born Thomas William Selleck on January 29, 1945, in Detroit, Michigan, Selleck was raised by his parents, a housewife, Martha, and a real estate executive, Robert. The family later moved to California in 1948. Standing out at 6 feet 4 inches tall, Selleck was an athletic student at Grant High School in Sherman Oaks, excelling in basketball and baseball for the University of Southern California. He was also a member of the Sigma Chi fraternity and the Trojan Knights. Although studying business administration, his passion for acting emerged after a suggestion from his drama coach. Training at the Beverly Hills Playhouse under Milton Katzelaars, Selleck was on the brink of stardom before being drafted during the Vietnam War. He served with the National Guard from 1967 to 1973, balancing military service with acting opportunities that laid the foundation for his career. Tom Selleck, like many Americans, answered the call of duty during the Vietnam War, serving with the National Guard for 6 years while pursuing his acting aspirations. Despite his military service, Selleck began landing small acting roles, setting the stage for his future success. One of Tom Selleck's earliest TV appearances was on The Dating Game, where he won a date in 1965 and 1967 as a college senior. After that, he landed commercial and modeling gigs for Pepsi Cola, Salem Cigarettes, and Revlon Cologne. In 1971, he starred in a Right Guard deodorant commercial and later appeared in a duet ad with Farrah Fawcett in 1972. He also featured in commercials for Safeguard soap and Close-Up toothpaste, showcasing his knack for smelling good and having fresh breath. These opportunities paved the way for his film debut in the 1970 comedy Myra Breckinridge and small roles in movies like The 7 Minutes in 1971. In the 1970s, he had a recurring role on The Rockford Files and starred in the thriller Coma in 1978, building up his acting career before the iconic Magnum P.I. role. But as every horror fan knows, Selleck's first starring role came in 1972 with the cult classic horror film Daughters of Satan, where he played James Robertson, a museum curator. It might not have been Magnum P.I., but hey, everyone's got to start somewhere, right? Yet, it's no surprise that he soon found himself in cowboy boots. Selleck had a knack for Western roles, being an avid outdoorsman, skilled marksman, and firearms collector. He starred in 5 Western films, including The Sacketts, Concrete Cowboys, The Shadow Riders, Quigley Down Under, and Last Stand at Sabre River, where his performance even earned him the prestigious Western Heritage Award in 1997. But no matter how many saloons he rode into, nothing compared to the moment he landed the role of a lifetime, Thomas Magnum in Magnum P.I. After filming 6 other TV pilots that sadly never made it to air, Selleck finally hit the jackpot. And what a jackpot it was! Thomas Magnum wasn't your typical detective. He was a former Navy SEAL who ditched his military fatigues for a laid-back Hawaiian shirt, a Ferrari 308 GTS, and a new life as a private investigator. The series ran for a solid 8 years, and by the time it wrapped up in 1988, Magnum P.I. had already cemented itself as one of the most popular shows in TV history. Fast forward to later years, and Selleck revealed he had big plans for a Magnum film. In his vision, Magnum would have returned to the Navy and become a standout officer, a far cry from the palm trees and P.I. lifestyle. But when the Magnum P.I. reboot came along, Selleck shared his disappointment that no one reached out to him about the movie, saying he would have been thrilled to help. "I guess they'd recast me as a 17-year-old kid, fresh out of high school," he joked, adding, "But a good movie shouldn't just be a reunion show to see how everyone's aged. It should fill you in on what's happened since." And there you have it. From Pepsi-Cola model to Western hero to Hawaiian detective, Tom Selleck's career has been nothing short of a wild ride, and whether or not a Magnum film ever happens, we're still here, enjoying the ride. Tom Selleck may be best known for his rugged, mustachioed detective work as in Magnum P.I., or as the hard-nosed but lovable NYPD Commissioner Frank Reagan on the Blue Bloods, but let's not forget one of his most iconic and unexpected roles, Richard Burke on Friends. Yes, our very own action hero traded Hawaiian shirts for scrubs and a pair of glasses to play Monica Geller's much older, much more sophisticated ophthalmologist boyfriend in the second season of the 90s sitcom. Now, you'd think playing a guy who checks eye charts for a living would be a snoozefest, but Selleck turned Richard Burke into an irresistible mix of charm, intellect, and emotional depth. Sure, he was Monica's parents' friend, and the age gap was a little significant, let's call it immature love, but there was undeniable chemistry between the two. Who can forget that mustache? Tragically, despite their strong connection, Richard couldn't get on board with Monica's dream of having kids, leading to a breakup that broke fans' hearts everywhere. 6 episodes, that's all it took for Selleck to leave an impression, and oh, did he ever. Despite advice to skip the sitcom gig, Selleck earned an Emmy nomination for Outstanding Guest Actor in a Comedy Series in 2000. Not bad for a guy just trying to help someone with their astigmatism, right? But don't think for a second Selleck's career stayed in sitcoms. Oh no, he dove back into crime solving, but this time as Jessie Stone, a lawman in a made-for-TV series based on the novels by Robert B. Parker. 9 installments, people. And he wasn't just acting, Selleck produced the series and even wrote the story for the Jessie Stone, Thin Ice. Yeah, the man's got layers like an onion. A very masculine, crime-solving onion. In 2007, Selleck swaggered back to primetime TV, joining Las Vegas as A.J. Cooper, the new owner of the Montecito Casino, stepping into a void left by the departure of James Caan. It was Selleck's first regular drama role since Magnum P.I., but the man slipped into it like he'd never left. It's almost unfair how smooth he is, whether running a casino, solving crimes, or, rocking a mustache. Speaking of smooth, let's talk love life. Although known for his iconic mustache, Tom Selleck is a devoted family man who has been married twice, first to Jacqueline Ray, with whom he adopted her son Kevin, and then to Jilly Joan Mack, with whom he has a daughter, Hannah. Besides his acting career, Selleck has a diverse range of interests, showcasing his athleticism by excelling in basketball, baseball, and even beach volleyball. He is also a passionate ice hockey fan and a minority owner of his favorite baseball team, the Detroit Tigers. Even though Selleck narrowly missed out on the role of Indiana Jones due to his commitment to a Magnum P.I., he has never looked back, joking that it was the best decision he ever made. In addition to his acting and sports interests, Selleck also demonstrated his dedication to his craft by training with the Tigers for his role in the film A Mr. Baseball, where he even pinch hit in an exhibition game. Despite his various talents and accomplishments, Selleck remains humble, emphasizing the importance of the opportunities that have come his way. From his successful acting career to his involvement in sports and his role as a devoted husband and father, Selleck continues to inspire fans with his multifaceted personality. Tom Selleck, known for his iconic mustache, has had a diverse career in solving crimes, breaking hearts, and even training with baseball pros. Surprisingly, he turned down the role of Indiana Jones and declined the opportunity to become the original Mitch Buchanan on the Baywatch. Selleck's reason for rejecting the latter was that he didn't want to be seen as a sex symbol, a decision that ultimately led David Hasselhoff to take on the role. Despite his reluctance, Selleck remains a beloved figure in Hollywood, showcasing his talents beyond just his signature facial hair. Whether he's on screen or off, Tom Selleck continues to captivate audiences with his charm and versatility. But Selleck's legacy wasn't built on abs and lifeguard whistles. This man had bigger things in store. Known not only for his craft, but also for his integrity, he's been the recipient of several honors and awards over the years. In 2000, he received an honorary doctorate from Pepperdine University, and he's been actively promoting ethical values through his involvement with the Joseph and Edna Josephson Institute of Ethics. And let's not forget, in 1986, he earned his very own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, followed by the prestigious Golden Plate Award from the American Academy of Achievement in 1989. Talk about accolades! But here's a curveball. Who would have thought our beloved NYPD Commissioner Frank Reagan had a brush with the law? In 2015, during one of California's worst droughts, Selleck found himself in a bit of hot water, literally. The Calaguas Municipal Water District sued him, accusing him of transferring over 1.4 million gallons of water to irrigate his avocado farm. Yes, you read that right, avocados. Though Selleck didn't admit to any wrongdoing, the case was settled with a payment of over $21,000 to cover investigation costs. Sure, it's not the kind of drama we'd expect from a TV cop, but hey, everyone needs guacamole, right? At 70+ years old, Selleck may be older and grayer, but he's still got plenty of juice left, especially when playing Frank Reagan on the Blue Bloods. In fact, it seems like he could have played the role for another decade, but alas, all good things must come to an end. After 13 successful seasons, Blue Bloods is wrapping up, with the first part of the final season airing in February. In a heartfelt statement, Selleck expressed his gratitude for the experience, saying, "It has been an honor and a privilege to work on a show that not only celebrates the men and women who protect and serve in New York City, but also displays the importance of family." Over 275 episodes, and Selleck still feels honored to be part of a show that brought families together every Friday night. In an interview with TV Insider, Selleck shared what he's most proud of regarding the Blue Bloods, his portrayal of a flawed yet strong father. "On TV and in commercials, Dad is usually the idiot," Selleck said. "It's not my mission on the show, but the byproduct is an example of an important patriarch to the family that's getting rarer in our culture." His portrayal of Frank Reagan resonated deeply with viewers, and hearing Selleck talk about it, you can't help but think back to when he first took on the role 13 years ago. In an interview with Weekend Entertainment back in 2010, Selleck admitted that he initially found playing the no-nonsense commissioner challenging, especially since he was now portraying someone much older compared to his days as Magnum. But here we are, over a decade later, and Tom Selleck's portrayal of Frank Reagan will be remembered just as fondly as Thomas Magnum. The man may have turned down Baywatch, but he still found a way to run straight into our hearts, sans the slow motion. Aside from his portrayal of Frank Reagan, there's another element Tom Selleck believes contributed to Blue Blood's success: the Reagan family's iconic weekly dinner scenes. Surprisingly, when Selleck first saw the dinner script, it spanned 8 pages. He assumed it would be cut down. But Leonard Goldberg, the show's executive producer, assured him it would be the centerpiece of the show. And boy, was he right! These dinner scenes have since become a fan favorite, symbolizing the heart of the series. Despite playing Frank Reagan for over 13 years, Selleck isn't ready to say goodbye to Blue Bloods just yet. In an interview with TV Insider, he hinted that CBS will soon realize just how beloved the show is and that its popularity is stronger than ever. With more ideas in the pipeline, Selleck believes the show has plenty of life left. And while there's talk of his eventual retirement, Selleck admitted that he loves his work, even if it's gotten a bit tougher as he's aged. He also revealed that Frank Reagan, like himself, isn't quite ready to retire either. Frank keeps picking fights, hoping someone will relieve him of his responsibilities, but his strong sense of duty keeps him going, a sentiment that clearly mirrors Selleck's own dedication. rumors have swirled about what Selleck might do next, with insiders suggesting he could soon trade in his NYPD badge for a quieter life on his 65-acre avocado ranch in Ventura, California. The ranch, once owned by legendary singer Dean Martin, seems to be Selleck's slice of paradise. He's expressed his love for outdoor work, saying, "I hate going to the gym, so sweating outdoors sure beats sitting on a stationary bike staring at my navel." And while the ranch demands plenty of attention, Selleck doesn't seem to mind. After all, he claims he works cheaper than anyone he could hire. If Selleck does decide to retire, he's likely looking forward to more quality time with his wife, Jilly, and their daughter, Hannah, a successful equestrian. But until then, there's one more project that fans can get excited about: Selleck's upcoming memoir, You Never Know, set for release on May 7th. The book will take readers on a journey through his life, from his California roots to his rise to stardom, revealing not only his triumphs, but also the challenges and temptations he faced. With behind-the-scenes stories about his iconic Magnum P.I character and his friendships with Hollywood legends like Frank Sinatra, Carol Burnett, and Sam Elliott, the memoir promises to clear up misconceptions and offer fresh insights into the man behind the mustache. As we eagerly await the release of his book, fans can still catch the first part of Blue Blood's final season on CBS, bringing to a close a chapter in Selleck's storied career.